thank my mother for the tripod award and everyone that knows me. I might just start by saying we're here on the banks of the Yarra River, which I guess for about 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe 60,000 years have been a meeting place, a place where people come together. Our first Australians came together to sit, to talk, have their corroboree, and think about the past and the future. So I might acknowledge the people, the Wurundjeri people, their leaders past and present, and any here. And use that as our meeting place and starting place this morning. Well, how are you going? All right, are you awake yet? Yes. Good, very good. So I'm going to do a strange thing. If you have a mobile phone and you haven't turned it off and it has a stopwatch on it, obviously you've got it on silent, you need to get it out now and put it on your lap because I need you to help me. How many of you have got a mobile phone with a stopwatch? Just put your hand up. Oh, this is going to be enough. That's fine. Good. I was told there was a clock here, and I just thought you might be able to see it. Good. So one of the things that I'm going to talk about is really the world. You know, it's changing. And how do we cope with that? So while I'm talking, by the way, you have to do two things. You have to get your stopwatch ready. Are you getting your stopwatch ready? So, you know, we are facing currently some things that... when I grew up, there was a Cold War, and I went to Berlin and saw the wall just before it came down, and we were frightened about nuclear war. But right now, I'm really concerned about whether we have a financial system in the world that is sustainable. Will Europe get out of this? Will America borrow more than it can actually ever pay back and then bankrupt itself when it's the currency of the world? You know you're getting your stopwatches ready? Got them ready? Yep. So I want you now to hit it and press go. 1, 2, 3, go. Good. When you get to 1 minute, I want you to shout 1, regardless of what I'm saying. Okay? Good. So the world's changing. We have climate change. I have just been working on climate change for the last 10 years around the world, trying to help people reduce their emissions. But I seriously don't think we're going to act. 5 years ago, Inconvenient Truth came out, and there was this extraordinary sense that we would do something. I started an organization. I was speaking at the World Economic Forum every year about how we might make change and how entrepreneurs could do something in this space and how we would use this market and we would really deliver and change the way we were creating energy and we would save more of it and we would do something about this, but we haven't. The GFC, the crisis came along and we stopped acting. And right now, when I started, I had a company that was creating millions and millions of tons. Well done. Louder and together at 2. So, I absolutely was creating millions of tons of CO2. We cut in Mexico by giving 26 million light globes to the poorest people in Mexico, which saved them 1 month's salary a year in their energy bills. 6 million tons of CO2. The same as taking every car and lorry off the road in Australia for a year. It's the first of its kind to ever deliver a carbon credit to a poor person. It took us 5 years, $5 million investment, 5 years. We had to change the way the UN regulated carbon and created it. We're the first in the world to do it. We're the first to create a carbon credit, and we did it at a time when Australia wasn't even signed up to Kyoto. If you took the light globes that we gave of Mexico and you put them end to end, you could get a line from here to Cairns. But to try and make sense of my life, I've been changing all the time because the world is changing all the time. And sometimes it's a bit tricky, isn't it? You know, it's a little bit, I didn't want that change. And one of the things I've heard this morning, I wrote it down because I thought, so you need passion, James. You know, James, we absolutely know we need to be passionate about what we do. We need to be left and right brain, this yin and yang Megan talked about. We need to be able to play creatively and also directly delivering. You know that in your game. You're event managers. We want it to sparkle and we want to feel like we're in the sky, but we are going to deliver it. And if I don't get off in 12 minutes, she will cut off. Well, anyway, it won't be nice. Did you miss a time call? No, you're still there. Good on you. Well done. There it comes. Good. This is +2 for you, okay? So don't you panic. So, we're going to get to 10. When we get to 10, by the time we've got to 10, every single one of you is not going to be looking at your clock, but you are all going to say 10 together, every single one of us, on time, and I'm going to leave. Because we're yin and yang. We've got to think about how do we create the most extraordinary thing? How do we be creative and inventive and play and entrepreneurial? And how do we ensure that we get the things done that everyone expects and needs us to done? So we're going to have passion, we're going to have our yin and yang, and then, Lane, we're going to make a difference. So I've been trying to make a difference for a long time. You see, I started as a hotelier, as these gentlemen said so rightly, and then I was a stockbroker for a while. So let's talk about this for a second. You see, we're going to do two things, aren't we? One is we're going to be, whoa, look at the stars, and he's talking about all this stuff, and what's it mean for our business, and oh my gosh, how might we use all this stuff, and that's going on. And the other thing is, I've got to keep my eye on that watch. And I don't even have a watch, so how can he possibly expect me to get to 10? We're going to play with this. I'm really hoping we're going to have the 10 from heaven here. It's all right, we'll get there, maybe. So, where were we? So I'm thinking, okay, they don't think we're going to have the 10 from heaven. They told me this. We're going to have the 10 from heaven. So, I've been a stockbroker, and then I'm thinking, I'm not enjoying this. I'm wearing a suit, it's got a pink stripe in it. I'm wearing the Financial Times every morning. I'm getting on the tube, I'm going into London. It seems like it's going really, really well. Lots of champagne, right clubs at the night. The only regular thing in my life is we're getting better, but loud. I got to hear it. It's got to stop me dead. The only regular thing in my life is a visit to the clap clinic. I'm not doing as well as I expected. And I suddenly ask myself, why am I doing this? Why am I in this place? I then start excelling. I'm really desperate to make some money. I want people to love me. I want them to see I'm successful. I want to be as successful as my father was and my grandfather before him. One day I'm made redundant. That doesn't look like success. 4 days before, I bought a house. I don't know how I'm going to pay the wages. And 5 days later, I'm in a club taking off all of my clothes as a stripper to pay for my mortgage. I became a singing telegram and wandered around as Tarzan, London, for 6 months, taking off my clothes with a little thing and running in going, oh! Oh, no, I can't even do it anymore. Anyway, I thought today I'd end with that on the 10. It's like we'll just give you a little rerun. You'll love it. Good, we're getting closer. So the thing about it is if you're not near this watch, how are you going to find out? So you've got to think about, get hold of the person in front so you can feel them vibrate, so you can join in the shouting. So one of the things is I keep on this journey. I started an organization. I thought, I've got to stop. I've got to do something different. I go to Liverpool. I start a charity for homeless people. I'm thinking, I've got to make a difference. And then I'm thinking, it's not about homelessness, it's about poverty, it's about people. So I become a priest because I'm trying to make sense of that. I don't really believe in God. I didn't even really believe that Jesus was the Son of God or any of that stuff. I just was passionate about community and love and how you might hold it. And then I leave to come to Australia, and the day before I leave, I go to Buckingham Palace and get an MBE, one of the youngest people to get an MBE for services to charity. I was called on television. Somebody said to me, "We think you're a social entrepreneur." First time it was used. I thought, that's what I do. 7. I came to Australia. I started working in poverty with the Brotherhood of St. Lawrence, and I thought it's bigger than poverty in individuals. It's actually about it's the whole world, it's the whole sustainability, it's our whole planet. How do we do that? And I started giving away light globes. Never thought I'd be a light bulb salesman, even if it was 26 million of them. So I've been trying to work out how to make a difference. How did I get here? I put in my first submission yesterday for a play. I thought maybe it's in the arts. I'm going to have a crack in the arts. And I'm working on a television station, and with my brother who started a peace charity, we've just pitch to Foxtel, and we think we're going to get up a new channel called Inspire with just the stories of people who make a difference. And then I'm thinking, so I keep thinking, how am I, my passion is, I want to make a difference. I want the world to be more sustainable. I want you to be happier. I want you to be loved and to love. I want to love and be loved. So I'm thinking to myself, where would you put yourself to make a difference, Nick? I know. Here. With a bunch of people that over the next year will have an opportunity to organize for the leaders, for the business people, for the politicians, for those people that make a difference in our world, that actually will have the opportunity in their hands to put in front of them yin and yang. Creativity, not just what they want, but something that they don't want, that makes them think maybe they can do it differently, that maybe they can make a difference to somebody else. All of those years, all of that looking, where would I place myself where I could have some impact with my voice right now? I place myself in here, in this room, in front of 1,500 people that will touch some of our most important leaders in the world this year. Will you? If you go to India, people greet each other and go, Namaste. They just hear them saying it, Namaste, Namaste, they pass each other. And I have a translation of Namaste. It's, I love, honor, and respect the light and the life that shines within you. I love, honor, and respect the light and the life that shines within you. So all you've got to do is let it shine. Give them more than they expect. Take a risk. Be passionate. Change the world. Because you can. Namaste.